Hi, my name is Shafiq by Shafri. My matrix number is 267632. So the industry that our group choose is automotive industry. Automotive industry is an industry that includes organizations and companies that focus on designing, developing, marketing, manufacturing, and selling of motor vehicles. Nowadays, automotive industry has become one of the most important industry in the world. Companies that are involved in automotive industries are divided into two, that is, car manufacturers and car parts manufacturers. In Malaysia, there are 27 vehicle producer companies and over 640 component manufacturing companies. The main player for automotive industry in Malaysia are Proton and Produa. Proton is Malaysia's first national car brand and was established in 1979 by former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohammad, while Produa was established in 1993. Even though it is considered younger than Proton, however, nowadays, Produa has overcome Proton and become the largest car manufacturers in Malaysia. Industry challenge. In terms of environment, every car that is produced today require green technology. Means that every car that is produced today have to reduce their fuel consumption. Even some cars are built based fully depends on power from electricity. And then in terms of economy, in 2020, pandemic hit the world. So in terms of income, that will surely hit the automotive industry and their income will surely reduce.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Suhada Binti Abdul Wahab. My nominative is 263092. I will explain about inventory management strategy. Inventory management strategy allow the automotive industry to navigate the business efficiency and more effectively. An effective inventory management system help company to adapt quickly to customer demand and prevent them from dropping into too many or too few inventory or both highly unwanted circumstances. So the inventory management approach make the overall automotive organization more successful. Okay, the inventory practice management. Uh, Automotive industry in this era influenced by technology. And automotive manufacturer are preparing market and selling the world by car and engine. Okay, next is production and inventory strategy. Number one is the build to order. BTO provide more sustainable alternative business model, and BTO also refer to a market production approved in which an end user plan and integrates a product in response to a recorded order received for it. And in order to restore a productive automotive industry by automotive firm, BTO will broaden, integrate supplier and provide more than for automotive company. And to set up the finished product in the process through proper planning and will uh, use of functionally to provide a large number of product variant to market, thus limiting the number of component required. Number two is supply chain innovation. Supply chain innovation establish intercompany dependencies involving increased cooperation and dependence vision in the same common vision in the automotive industry of a 5-day car approach is required. And local planning use relevant expertise is conducted from each factory to maximize the efficiency of internal system. In order to protect the commercial freedom, autonomous planning must remain with production partner, and free negotiation on the supplier higher and lower output or bandwidth along with the condition for the temporary capacity expansion or reduction such as times and cost allow the automated collaboration process. Okay, I will. Lastly is about collaboration program. First is collaboration in R&D. R&D is a partnership dealing with company partner most significant source of innovative idea and knowledge that generate invention and development that boost result. Then partner may bring unique resource to the federation that create a synergistic impact when paired with partner resource. Then allies can generate rent by creating an information sharing routine between superior firm. Lastly is R&D of company and foundation of cooperative that indicates potential cooperation as their outcomes step forward commercial success. Okay, next number two. Number two is supplier. Cooperation with supplier is so important in the automotive industry that the performance of Japanese vehicle manufacturer is related along with other things to the efficiency and sustainability relation with suppliers that are closely involved in the innovation process. For example, Toyota has developed a variety of practice that promote the transfer of information to and from vendor with whom it has produced innovation. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohammad Raffiuddin bin Ramlan. My matric number is 267766. Okay, today I will present about inventory control dimension, and my first subtopic is inventory location. Okay, the first point is stock keeping unit, SKU. The function of SKU is to help the vendor to track a movement of inventory in warehouse. Every item of inventory have a unique number, like the type of item, the color of item, the size of item, and how many the item that has in the warehouse. Sometimes the SKU have been used to determine the product have to be reordered or not by the vendor. Example of the SKU system using in supermarket. Okay, then we've moved on to warehouse management system, WMS. WMS is operated by software, and it used to trace the inventory and all the entire supply system. It help the vendor to find the movement of the inventory or the distributor. Example, we can trace the movement of mirror from warehouse A to warehouse B. Okay, then we move on to we move on to storing policy. The policy is to find the right supplier, because when we get the right supplier, we make sure the quality of the item is the priority of to them. Okay, then the first step to sourcing the policy, we must gather the information of the supplier, know the background of the supplier, the capability of the supplier, what they can do, the technology, and how the price have been set up. If we have get the right price, we can get a win-win situation, because when we have the right supplier, we can exchange our technology. It help our company to keep sustain for a long term time. So sourcing is important because sometimes our company cannot produce some item. So we must make sure to find the right company to help we build our product. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
So now we're going to talk about information-related dimension. We'll cover three topics: demand visibility, access to information, and IT configuration. First, demand visibility. Within the time of globalization of the automobile supply chain, the growing sophistication and interconnectivity of international supply chain threaten the industry. In the automotive industry, it is a dynamic activity to orchestrate the movement of individual components worldwide. It is important to effectively manage the journey of different products from a supplier to manufacturing plant, from a manufacturing plant to the retailers, and from the retailers to the end customers. To improve production processes, the automotive industry has been a leader in implementing sound data-driven strategies over the years. The supply chain's visibility can overcome many of the challenges by exposing blind holes and inefficiencies, providing all stakeholders with real-time information on the location and status of items with easy-to-access data. Second, we're going to talk about access to information. A popular approach to handling material movement and components on the factory floor is by preparing material requirement program, which is called MRP. MRP is used for the explosion of material bills, the measurement of net material requirement, and production preparation. At the time, it is a time-stage priority planning strategy that measures the supply material requirement and schedule to meet demand in one or more plants for all the goods and parts, and maximize the inventory, as well as managing the mechanism that attempts to maintain sufficient inventory level to ensure that the necessary materials are available while needed. For an automotive service plant, this approach is used to procure repair parts to decrease the part service time. The demand is estimated based on the real demand for the materials, which give an anticipated level for goods or service or parts. The preparation of demand material specification is conducted based on the expected demand material, and orders are issued to buy the materials and store the materials. This work aims to minimize the idle time of cost and cost of materials and procure the right time for materials. So this is the example during the manufacturing of a car. However, for the main players in Malaysia, they do not disclose any information regarding the MRP and their manufacturing. And third, we're going to talk about IT configuration. Possessing too much different size sort of products, especially for new stock, products may become increasingly difficult to handle. The choices you make about the management of the assets that significantly impact the company's effectiveness. To function efficiently, configuration management must handle the growing complexity of automotive software efficiently. The production line may be stopped by any interruption of goods in transit due to supply chain disturbance. When the production line ends in automotive industry, both financial and reputational losses add up minute by minute. A delayed production line will waste $100,000 a day because of supply chain disturbance. So to mitigate this problem, we can use one of the IT configuration program is called SAP. The SAP program, which stands for Process, Applications and Goods, is one of the most used applications. SAP is a German software development company known for designing ERP or Enterprise Resource Planning system, which was founded by 5 IBM engineers around 1972. The best thing about SAP that makes it distinct from other ERP software is that SAP can easily incorporate and build a somewhat smooth system with a multi-phase activities such as logistics, operations, finance, HR, development. By enabling collaboration through company structure and allowing various methods of integration, integrated software handles this. SAP has a functionality especially for customers. Because of technological disruption, the automotive industry has been dramatically transformed. Thus, SAP S/4HANA will help the automotive sector. The SAP S/4HANA is not HANA but HANA is planned to assist the organization in achieving these 5 automotive sector focus areas. By combining these 5 foundations of the digital strategy, it will meet its goals to have a stable digital key, facilities, and agile line of business extensions. Creativity has been incorporated into the SAP portfolio. From the preparation of technology innovation, the attention is on covering the whole digital transition, executing such strategies with business best practice, and effectively leveraging the tools for multiple implementation process. Thus, the SAP S/4HANA offers a solution that forms the base for businesses that drive productivity and have competitive advantage. It will provide the advantage of on-premises, cloud, and smart application unique to the automotive industry.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohammad Zameer bin Zainol, metric number 267636. 2.2.3 Decision Making Relate Dimension. 2.2.3.1 Replenishment Monitoring and Ordering. Inventory replenishment, also known as stock replacement, is meant to help you acquire a basic overview of inventory levels along with expected supplies over time. This plays a major role in providing an accurate delivery date for multiple items. You may make calculations of the item price for specified client. This include minimum item in the stock, maximum item in the stock, order package amount, or the number of items required for regular delivery and delivery time. The system can also generate purchase requests based on actual stock setup and information. The purchasing manager is given the ability to complete all orders in a centralized ordering systems where purchases can be made. Moreover, the system can be run by group of items or location associated with different LWA DMS users. The system is also responsible for the performance of automatic filing based on the location of the store or workshop. In the era of COVID-19, the global automotive industry, including Malaysia, may face a shortage of components and spare parts if the closure of major production plants in some provinces in China drag on. Closure of automotive component production factories longer, for example more than a month, will present difficulties, especially in terms of stock, although industry participants typically have inventory buffers for a period up to 2 months. Proton and Sime-Darby is two of the industry players who will receive the impact because it has a direct relationship with the automotive industry in China. Proton has a fully imported model CBU, Proton X70, from Geely factory in China. Although this model was first installed in Malaysia, CKD, most parts and components are still imported from China. 2.2.3.2 Control Limits. Statistical Process Control (SPC) is the application of statistical methods to identify and control the special cause of variation in a process. In a process, if not controlled, will cause defects to the product. It needs to be controlled to ensure that the output produced can meet the needs of customers. Using statistical process control (SPC) in automotive industry, consider a brief example of automotive control charts used in manufacturing operations. This special process involves cable cutting and terminal installation at the end of the process. An important parameter that must be met is the overall length. The terminal is fixed length and the cable is cut to fit from the wire coil. The engineers know that the specification on the picture say the overall length should be 150 mm with a tolerance of plus minus 10 mm. Manufacturing engineers compile control charts using tolerance as safe upper and lower limits. By using this chart, they can track the measurements for each section and can see trends such as when lengths continue to operate towards the upper control limit and then take steps to bring them back to their ideal size. Point 2.3.3 Replenishment and Shipment Decision. Optimizing supply compliance in the automotive supply network. The detailed description of the capabilities and activities of the critical supply chain that must be done in the automotive supplier organization to comply with the requirements of today's customer. Contracts and to implement the perfect fulfillment of supply are replenishment, logistic practice, and lean manufacturing. Managements of replenishment procedures and policies to ensure time delivery of the highest quality levels and cost as low as possible across the extended supply chain. We also must measure and identify the key trending metrics on weekly or monthly basis and emphasize on corrective action planning to address metrics that do not meet the goals. Besides, shipping must be according to the latest set of transportation routing instruction and real-time digital communication across the supply chain to address potential problems in meeting demand needs.
Assalamualaikum, I am Mohammad Ismail, mention number 267714. Okay, next we are going to conclusion and recommendation. Alright. Overview. Automotive industry is an industry that includes a wide range of organizations and companies that mainly focus on designing, developing, marketing, manufacturing, and selling of motor vehicles. Nowadays, automotive industry has become one of the most important industry that also had an impact to the world economic sector. Automotive industry involves producer and not limit only to original equipment manufacturer OEM. The companies that are involved in the automotive industry are divided into two categories, that is car manufacturer and car parts manufacturers. The automotive industry also creates job opportunities for Malaysian and almost over 700,000 workforce are employed in this industry. The detailed description of the capabilities and activity of the critical supply chain that must be done in the automotive supplier organization to comply with the requirement of today's customer contract and implement the perfect fulfillment of supply and replenishment, logistic practice, and lean manufacturing. Thank you.